You're listening to Saturday Morning Sex Talk with Shaina Swallow on the Everything Swallow podcast. You got sex, we got sex. Sex, 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 sex. I'm going to introduce these ladies. Okay. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for coming and joining me on the first Saturday Morning Sex Talk with Shaina on Everything Swallow podcast. I'm excited to have you guys. I hope you're excited.
Super excited.
Very excited.
That didn't sound embarrassing. We know you're excited.
Maybe a little scared.
Yeah, well,
what's going to come up?
I think that I'm feeling the same way. Yeah, I kind of feel like, ooh, this is going to be exciting. Because I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. But I brought y'all here because I think that you are a well-rounded group of women to create this round table this morning to kick this show off. So I'm just going to introduce you guys, and I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Okay? Perfect. Good morning, Lydia. Thanks for joining us.
Got to start clockwise.
Yes, I'm Lydia, and I've been married for 28 years to my high school sweetheart. We have 3 kids. I work with children, so...
You've worked with children for a long time.
A long time.
A
very long time.
Long time, and you've been married to Greg. You guys have children together.
3 kids.
Yes. Very nice.
Most of them adults now.
Most of them are adults now?
One's still at home.
Because you've been married 28 years.
20. Well, we say we've been together 20 years because the moment we met, we pretty much were together.
Yep,
and
I'm in.
Nonstop. And
We're the same.
I know that
But
story.
Technically, I've been married less than what my older child is.
Oh, that is so funny.
What? They didn't put a ring on it?
No, we didn't need to. That we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But we didn't need to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. All right.
We
well,
only did because we had to.
Yeah.
Technically. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Amanda.
Hello.
Hello, lovely.
How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Amanda, and I am 35 years old. I am a divorced single mother of 2 little girls, and I really love sex. And I am in the new dating again world, and it is crazy and fun and exciting and frustrating.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of things. But that's what I'm doing, and I'm loving every moment of it.
I love it. I love it so much. All right. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, Shaina.
How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Good.
you're so
How are
welcome.
you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, my life kind of took a different path than I thought when I was young. I was married to a man for 10 years, and then I divorced and came out, and now I have a wife.
And
We've
now-
been together, married for over a year, and I'm 40 and never been happier.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Me too.
Wow.
And I have a couple
Wow.
of kids.
You have
too.
some kids too? Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
teenagers, so yeah,
That's exciting.
big changes.
Yeah, right? How does that affect your whole life?
I can answer that.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing though. It's such
pretty
a
amazing, yeah.
Wow.
courageous jump.
I feel like even my entire personality changed after just the type of friends I had and the life I was living. I just got so much more comfortable in my own skin. I felt sexier. I just kind of came alive after that. And
I love that.
It was such a scary thing, and once I finally did, I realized it was most scary for me not knowing a reaction, but
Right.
it was fantastic. And
Yeah.
I just wish I could go back in time and have done it sooner.
Yeah.
But-
Okay. I love that.
Everything happens for a reason.
I have
so-
more questions about that. Okay. We'll talk
right.
about that more in a little bit.
Great.
I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me and why I'm doing this. I'm Shaina, and I've been with Sean for 20 years. I count from day one because you should.
Right. You make the bond or you don't. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just thought that I would do this because I spend so much of my time talking to women, just like I have talked to all of you guys, about absolutely everything. And it always ends up about sex, usually sex and God, but today it's just about sex. Well, Mostly. We'll see. He's always in
Careful.
there too. So
Oh God. Oh God.
yes, exactly. So I just thought we're gonna just open up a forum where we can just like talk about things, talk about crazy things. I'm doing this because I've had some really crazy conversations with women lately, and I've learned that some women don't like certain things and don't do certain things and only do certain things, and I want to talk about those things because what's going on, you know? And I think men want to hear about it because they have no idea.
None.
They are.
They have absolutely no
None
idea.
idea.
That's Winnie, the dog.
Well, and I'm Sean Swallow.
Yes.
And I'm here as a silent observer and educator of men. I'm here to represent
You'll
men.
have some good questions.
I might have good questions, and I might have no questions. But I am excited.
I'm
This
excited
is going to be
too.
a wonderful thing. I think, like Shaina says, every time we go somewhere, someone needs advice about their sex life
Yeah.
from Shaina. And so this is perfect.
Sweet.
Shaina, it takes a village to run a sex life.
Everyone should be involved.
That's
A
right.
little bit. I mean,
That's right.
even if you're just talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Like, well, just like Jennifer, I'm going to say, if I suddenly changed my relationship as drastically as she did, I mean, come on. That's a lot of research, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like, you need to look into things, right? Like, I feel like it's the same, though, like men to men. There's a lot of changes that goes in there. There's a lot of prep work that goes in there. There's a lot of what you need to have, what you don't need to have. So I think that it would just be amazing.
And
And
a whole lot of therapy.
that's probably really good. Yeah.
Therapy's there whether you switch.
Or not.
Yeah. That's for everybody.
Honestly.
for sure.
Sean tells me I do 9-minute therapy sessions.
Yeah. Totally. 7 minutes with Shaina. I think that's her thing. That's
Like,
her
what's
calling.
your problem? Let's go.
Yeah.
We're at the
Real
bar. Let's get it, you
Yeah.
know? Not forget we're all drinking, so don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So let's ask some questions, right? What is the craziest conversation you guys have had lately? Have you had any lately talking about sex? Any kind of weird questions? Anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
She's dating.
Oh, dating. That's
Yeah.
got to be horrible, right?
Well, and I have, quite the eclectic group of friends, and from every aspect of every angle of relationships and sexual encounters.
I want to ask you a question about something you mentioned earlier about being involved all of a sudden in being pulled into someone else's relationship.
Ew.
Right.
Can you tell us that story?
That seems to happen a lot lately.
What do you mean? Like,
Okay, so specifically, like power couples, we'll just say. It's odd when you run into a situation and you're invited over and it might be about business and you're all hanging out, and then the champagne comes out, or
We
hot
got out
tubs
champagne.
may be involved.
yeah, okay.
When you're getting a hot tub.
We are a power couple.
We are a power couple. I see
Okay.
where this is going.
New question.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
We'll save that for later.
That's a premium podcast.
And it just, I don't know, like being eased into situations or confronted about something that they have on your mind that you're not quite expecting.
Right,
yeah.
right.
It's something I've run into a lot.
So now I want to ask you another very direct question.
Yes.
Do you stay and play, or do you leave? Or does it depend on the
it
situation?
depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who it is probably, or
Yeah.
like what's happening at the moment.
It's a situational question.
Yeah,
That's too broad.
that's to be decided.
Yeah. That's a TBA.
I have left in a situation,
Good
and
for
I have
you.
stayed and played in.
Good
other
for you.
situations.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm single.
You're single,
Right.
right?
And
Young.
they say your 30s are your dirty 30s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you get more
Might as well
experimentation.
figure out who you are.
Yeah.
That's what I tell all the women I talk to. It's like, you have to know who you are as a woman. That's the most important thing, whatever that means. Knowing how to touch yourself.
Right. That's
Knowing
a big
how to
thing.
please yourself. If you don't know that, you need to start.
That's where
there.
you need to start. Right.
You need to get a mirror and you need to go look at it. You need to
Figure out
how to do it
for yourself. First.
because it's a personal
You can't
thing.
really please as well if you don't know how to even please your own
Right,
self. So
right.
to be a good lover, you have to love yourself.
And when they're just not getting it, you just finish and get on
Yeah,
with it.
exactly. Then you have no need for anything.
No.
Self-contained.
Thanks.
Exactly.
See you later.
And then the toys.
My
come
car's
into
here.
play with that, and
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It would be fun to be your age, and it would be fun to be in your situation. I'm sorry for your situation, but it would be fun to be in your situation.
I'm definitely making the best of it. We can say.
Yes, you are. And
Yeah.
you're gorgeous, and you have like the best aura, and you're just very inviting to talk to.
Yeah.
You walked for me in my show for Denver Unique Week of Fashion.
Yes.
And when I saw you at the casting call, I was like, yes, because you don't even know. I have been showing with Jana for a little while, and I was like, hey, can I have some curvy girls? Can I have some curvy girls? Mm-hmm. Never curvy enough. And then here you come, and I was like, thank you.
Yep. I love my curves.
Yeah.
And that's why I do what I do, is because it's all about self-love.
It is. That's the
And
thing. It's about
sexual
it's about
confidence comes with all of that, with
Comes
the
with
self-love. And I feel sexy and empowered and amazing when I'm up there doing what I do.
Yeah.
And I don't do it for anybody else, just for
you.
that feeling. And
Yeah.
then it just makes me that much more confident and powerful.
It comes through.
In the bedroom, in
Right.
everything in life, though. It makes you bubbly and happy. Whatever you do to make you happy.
Absolutely.
It just, everybody can see when somebody is happy.
Totally.
And happiness attracts happiness.
And it's contagious.
Totally.
Yes.
It's an energy. It's a
contagious.
vibe, you know.
I love
So,
that. I
yeah.
love that. Well, Jennifer, we have only met recently,
Right.
and I love you both. That's why you're
We
here.
love you both.
And so it was exciting that you wanted to come and do this today.
I thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it too. It's totally out of my realm, and I'm ready to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nice to be able to talk to you guys openly too. And
Yeah.
you have your own thing where you can talk about whatever you want, not be restricted in any way.
Right.
I think
Censored
that's
in
pretty
any
cool.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Absolutely.
nice to have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This platform where you guys can feel comfortable to come, and we're
And
not in
just
a loud environment because
Right.
you only see you at one certain time. We can, be a part of each other's lives.
Exactly.
Right.
And just be real.
Yeah.
Be real.
Yeah.
And just be real,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So tell me again, how long have you been married?
So I've been married to my wife a little over a year.
Okay.
We've been together over 3.
Okay.
So in lesbian years, it's like a decade.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I
You
know.
haven't heard
I
all
love
the
it.
the U-Haul jokes about when lesbians get
No.
together? Yeah.
Just the Subaru ones.
But yeah, it's I've never been happier, and I've never felt more comfortable in my own skin, and I feel like I've never been a better parent, and
Awesome.
just all around, I finally found myself.
Wow.
Did you have any idea when you were younger?
I
Like-
did, yeah. So I grew up in Arizona, and the area I lived in was very Mormon. I was one of the few people that were not, and so all growing up, I kind of had feelings, or I just noticed that, just certain things I was a little bit different, but I didn't know was a thing, and I didn't know anyone else that was gay or that was okay. So I just never acted on it really, and then I moved to Colorado. I had some things happen with friends, like in high school, and it was great, but then we'd always act like nothing happened. And
Yeah, like girl play.
Yeah, yeah, but
Heard of that?
yeah, that happened a few times, and it just kind of turned into like we'd act like it didn't happen and go back to normal, or just not talk anymore, and I just didn't know it was okay, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
And then you went on quite a while.
I did. Yeah, I
Dated men.
I did. I probably slept with as many men as women until I met my husband. I was only 20 when we got married, so I was real young, thinking I knew everything. And he's not a bad guy. We're still friends.
Yeah.
I did love him for sure. It just I didn't know that.
That's your children's dad?
Yes. Yeah. And so I guess I just didn't really know what that feeling was until I actually faced it and had it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. How was your sex with him?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was okay, but I think in the beginning it was exciting because he was my husband and it was new and it was honeymoon phase, but it kind of changed really fast. And I mean, it wasn't awful. It just wasn't exciting, or I don't know. It just didn't do to me what I felt like sex should do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I really don't think it was the sex itself that made me realize that. It's the relationship as a whole with another person.
Right.
Like the emotional connection, and
that's what I was just going to ask you.
That's a big part that goes into play. So.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. I mean, because, you know, the first time that I had sex with Sean, it was different on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
You know, than anything else. The first time we kissed, I felt that way too. And I even told him that. I was like, hey. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. Did you feel that? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was like, yes, and I want to feel it again.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
And then we were married.
Right.
And then we were married. That is absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
And that's what I was wondering, because I had relationships, you know, with men. I've had play with women. I've had things like that. Really young. I was way more experienced than Sean when I met him. But to feel that is, and I just wanted to know if that was the difference for you.
Yeah, I think that was part of what kind of made me realize that we had other issues in our marriage too. That's not why we divorced, but that was the first kind of like, whoa, I'm just not happy.
Right.
I'm okay, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Right.
And
well, and you could totally settle, right? You could settle right in, nice little life, and ride it out.
Yeah.
You're only sacrificing your sex life and your inner happiness.
Like
I did. I did
60
for a while.
years. Come on,
Yeah.
suck it up.
I did. I
Hold
did that
on.
for a while, but
Yeah.
we had other issues too, and I think that was kind of underlying, but everything piled on top of each other, and eventually we just both were very unhappy people. And
Yeah.
it wasn't fair to ourselves. It wasn't fair to raise our kids in that environment. And
Absolutely.
yeah. And then I happened to have a neighbor in my cul-de-sac that was with a woman, and that was the first really gay person I knew. And so I was just like, wow, people can really live together that way, and they can really
Happy.
be like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what
They're doing it.
made me start wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that's
It wasn't
pretty
easy, but it
yeah,
was awesome.
that's
Yeah.
pretty courageous.
Thanks.
That's pretty courageous to do that, because I mean, I commend you, because I tell everyone you have to be happy.
Yeah.
Chase your happiness no matter what it is. And the sad part about it is, along the way, you are going to hurt people. You are going to, you know, as you go.
Yeah.
But you have to do what you have to do for you in the
Right.
healthiest way possible.
That's right. Yeah. And I think when people get married so young like that, you don't know who you're going to be when you're 30. You're a completely different person at that age, and you have a lot of growing to do. And
I'm glad you said that, because I agree. I totally feel the same way with that. And especially if you have not had a lot of sexual experiences.
Right.
Because as much as people don't want to admit it, it is a huge part of life.
it is.
It is a huge part of any relationship. It is a huge part of your connection. You know, your vulnerability. It's
And
a
your
huge
self-confidence.
Absolutely.
Your everything. Yeah.
You're everything. Well, just like Amanda said, when she was married, she didn't feel the way she feels now.
Right.
Now she's freaking
Yeah.
hot and sexy.
Yes.
That is it.
And
it's like,
whoever's next
absolutely.
in line is now gonna get all
that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's just
you know
I
yourself
totally agree with
so
that.
much better.
Like, when you get married that young, you don't know yourself, and you think you do, but once you're after 30, I feel like there's so much progression and so much change.
Yeah.
That you're lucky to have somebody to have that journey with you.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of us just grow out of. And
Yeah.
I feel like a
Grow
lot of
into
people,
yourself.
there's seasons
I
for
would
people
say-
and things in life.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I would say you grow into yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
as
Yeah.
you get older.
Definitely.
But I want to now take it to Miss Lydia over there.
The boring one.
No, because you got married when
sage.
you were how old?
Well, how old?
Well, I want to say you
old was
met.
she?
We were
You met
She's looking
Greg.
around the room. Who's here?
When
I
did
know,
you
he's over
meet?
there.
When did you meet Greg,
I
your
met
husband?
Greg when I was 16. I think I was actually 16 when I first saw him walk into a classroom that I was
At
in.
your school. Mm-hmm. Yes, awesome.
But we didn't get, like I sort of mentioned earlier, we didn't get married until after I was actually pregnant with my second child, and he needed insurance. And that's why you couldn't
Right.
just,
You couldn't
there
just-
wasn't common insurance or anything
Yeah,
like that.
common
so we
law.
had, yeah.
Well, how old were you the first time you met?
So like 16, I
16.
think. Yeah, he was 17. He's a year older than
Yeah.
me. So
And you've been together ever since.
pretty much, yeah.
Sweet.
We were friends before I was
Right.
dating other boys
Yeah.
that, you know.
So
we
was
gotta go
he.
with the bad boy thing.
Yeah.
And so, and he was just a really good friend. And all of a sudden, I mean, I knew he always had a thing for me.
Right.
And
They
I
always
got
have.
a little jealous about it because he had a best friend come out. That it wasn't anything like that. He treats this person as his sister.
Right.
And I sort of got jealous because he'd like ignored me the whole summer. I was so mad. But good thing, because then I got jealous. And then in time, it just kind of developed into this friendship is also a marriage.
Yep.
And so it's this wonderful thing. And that whole growing thing, some people I think do outgrow other people because that person isn't willing to grow with you.
Absolutely.
But we've
That's
been
what I
able
was gonna say.
us to grow together, and we're still growing together to this day, and there's a lot of mess in between there, I guess.
Grow, right?
It's messy,
Right.
That's what I was
and I
gonna say.
think that a lot of people can't handle
The mess.
that, or haven't been taught to handle that.
No one tells you it's coming.
Well, not
No one
too.
says, "Hey, listen,
That-
marriage is going to be hard,"
that's why I love
and then
this, 'cause we
then
can
they
talk
leave you
about
at that,
that.
right?
Yeah.
No one
Right.
says marriage is going to be hard because the person you're with, they're going to change into someone else you're not expecting them to, and the person you
definitely-
married, and you either got to stick with them or jump.
Yeah.
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 Congratulations. You know what I mean? And then you pat them on the back. And give them, throw some rice in their face.
No, don't throw rice in there. I agree, though. That's what I wanted to say to you, too, because you guys have transcended time.
Yes.
You have raised kids. You guys have had many
I
different
have one
careers.
that's getting married herself.
Oh,
so.
yes. Congratulations.
So, yeah, and sex has changed for us.
Oh, I'm
over the
sure.
years. Probably more so for me. I'm looking at him as I'm saying this. Probably more so for me. And I've changed because a lot's happened in our marriage over the years. A lot of, like I said, messy stuff. And so for me, as a woman, it has sort of, not that it's not important, but I guess I'm focusing on me a little bit more.
Right.
And how to take care of me. And I've learned boundaries and things like that through therapy. And years of therapy. And so, yeah, it's a little bit different now than it was where we were every day and all the time. Now I'm tired, and it might be every 3 days. Or
Yeah,
so.
sure.
And we go through the argument of, you don't want it. And it's like, yes, I do, but I'm just so
Tired.
tired all the time. I don't know what it is when you get in your mid-40s that you just get tired all the time.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to speak to that a little bit just because we have a little knowledge on it. I would get your hormone levels
I
checked.
know, I probably should. I do a lot of healthy stuff for myself.
Yep.
I eat healthy. I try
Yep.
and take care of myself because I got to take care of
Everyone,
others.
yep.
And so I do, and that's one area that I haven't really.
Yeah, you should check into it because it would help you. It'd help you feel better. I know you're holistic. I know you know stuff, but they have natural hormone replacement, and man, it changes your freaking life. But if you get it, you've got to get it too, because you're gonna leave them in the dust. It's true.
I'm across the room, and he whispered in my ear. He whispered in my ear, "I'm the one that wants it all the time." So he's pushing. So what I say you do is you get that testosterone.
Yeah.
And then you make him chase you.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it will change your life. It will change your life.
And it like when you go and check into that, it helps any other kind of problems you might be having.
Sure.
Any moisture issues, any
Right.
any other
Yeah.
kind of
Like if you have dry
there
mouth.
definitely is. Yeah.
Not try now.
Oh, what? You want some water? Sorry. Well, that's why I thought you were talking about. Oh, I spilled.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking. But
Yeah,
but
46
take that in.
years old, right? 40s. I always ask.
Yeah, take that into
You
consideration.
look around.
ask
You look at
myself,
him,
how old
and
am
then
I?
he looks at you, and he's like, I don't know.
Well, you get to that point where you don't feel that old anymore.
Totally.
You know, you lose
I'm there.
track of how old
There.
you are. You're
Sean
like,
has told the children
I
I'm
still feel like I'm
17
20.
for 20 years.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
When
'Cause that's
Ariel
legal.
turned 18, she was like, "All right, Dad, this is getting weird."
I said, fine. She's 19.
So I forget too, and I'm like, "Hey, how old am I?" The other day I had to do the math. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm 43.
I have no
I'm
idea.
43.
You're
I'm pretty
19.
sure I'm
I know.
yeah.
You're 21 because I like taking you to the
I think
bar.
it's kind of good because I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel that old, and actually in my 40s now isn't that old.
No, it's not.
I look at my mom. My mom looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting ready to turn 70, I think. Oh my God. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
My
Yeah.
mom is 73.
and she's awesome.
She looks freaking 59. I'm like, yeah.
Sweet.
I know
Good
that oil
gene.
of
Yep.
that oil of
You're right.
Sounds like sweet.
Really good job. Yeah. And my mom's across the room, and she looks young.
Mm-hmm.
Young.
She
Mom is
does.
gorgeous.
Because she is young.
Yes, she is. She's super young. What is she, 69? Oh, 11. That's good. That's a good omen. Yeah, I don't know.
It's all
I think
it's
great.
relative, right? It's
Yeah.
all relative. We're,
Well,
Well, everything's your thought process. That's how I feel.
right.
It's
a choice.
It is.
It's a choice.
So, yeah. So how
It's
you
a
think
choice
about
of-
sex and
yeah.
things like that.
And communication. How you choose to live with each other. Open communication all the
Honesty.
time.
Yeah.
Good,
Honesty.
bad, ugly.
I don't lie.
Yeah,
So,
and
I'm honest.
I feel
I will
your
if I-
energy, so you better just come out with it.
So like, yeah, if I feel like someone can't handle the honest truth, I will work around it
Right.
with my words or whatever. But I try
Oh.
to always be honest.
Oh, wouldn't that be great if you had that?
I was going to say that about you. You work around it.
I just blurted it
But I
out.
get into that. The message
blah,
gets
blah, blah, blah.
hopefully conveyed.
Yeah, right. I know mine gets conveyed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't work around
that
Real-
spice
I
girl.
am
real
just
Blake.
direct to the point.
So it keeps her young.
Yeah.
Greg always
Yeah.
says, "There's that
Don't hold you.
spice."
It's 21. I take her to the bar.
To the bar. To the
Yes.
bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask a fun question. Okay.
Here we go.
Had a conversation with a lady not too long ago, and she does not like giving blowjobs.
I'm not a fan of it either.
Okay,
Oh,
I want to talk about this. This
interesting.
is what I want. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of background of the conversation. Right? She says that when she puts it in her mouth, it just makes her gag. She just doesn't like it in her mouth. She doesn't like the texture of it in her mouth. I've told her other things to try, other things to do, and we have a whole joke about it now. But I want to talk about it because
Harmonica.
Yeah.
That's the joke. Harmonica.
It's a harmonica. We were out with her the other day, and she was like, I was trying to do an accordion.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I said,
No.
I don't even want to know
Yeah.
what
What
that
that
looks
looks
like.
like. Me either.
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
I asked her to stop talking.
That's the wrong instrument.
Yeah, and it's not a pudding pop. It's a harmonica.
It's a harmonica, right? Just blow on the bottom real hard if that's all you got. I mean, be nice to it, right? Like, don't. I
Want
guess
some blues
it's like,
travelers?
I guess, like, I understand if you don't like it, but if you don't like it, then don't even attempt it. Because trying it is painful for the person having it done to them. Because it's insulting. It's insulting if you put that in your mouth and, like, gag on it, not on purpose. Right?
Right.
Like, not a purposeful gag, but, like, oh, this is not my thing. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, right? So, well, I want to start with you,
I've given a
Jennifer.
few in my day. I've been there.
Yeah.
So For me, all I could think of when I did was the movie Look Who's Talking. You know, when all the little fishies are swimming up and they're all talking to each other in the way.
Look who's talking with Bruce Willis?
Yeah. You remember the intro?
Bruce Willis was the baby?
Well, yeah.
sperm
and all
in
the
the
sperm
beginning.
are riding along and singing.
And then they're talking to each
all
other.
hanging out, having a party.
And then would you think of that? You just remember when you were doing that? You were
I didn't like the end.
Okay, got you. Interesting.
I tried. I tried to be a good wife and
But
do
you
what
didn't
you're
do it.
supposed to do.
Right.
But
Right.
I
Commend
didn't.
you for that.
Yeah. I definitely tried.
Yeah.
But, it just wasn't my thing. Other than that, I mean, it wasn't awful.
I'm going to have to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's great. All right, Lydia, let's have it.
I like
Earmuffs,
it.
Greg.
He knows.
It's a like at a certain times.
Right.
It's great. It's awesome, and I like to do it. On a whole, I don't know. I think I get caught up in my head a little bit about like, am I even after 28 years, like what is feeling good to him, and I just really like get overly in
Do
the
you
thought
ask him?
process. I do sometimes. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, okay. Hey, okay.
Not necessarily like that.
You're almost
And sometimes it's like he wants it at
Mimosa.
the inopportune moment where I really want
Thank you.
something too, or whatever,
Right.
you know. So it's sort of.
Why don't you say that?
I
But
don't
you're
know, have I
69.
said that?
Yeah,
I
come on.
do.
Not bad.
Well, but see, I
Get
don't
down
really
there.
like that.
Oh.
What?
Not like over. I know. Is that weird? I really don't. Like,
It's just like, wait a minute.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too focused on like that end part, the whole
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
O
Yeah.
thing. I don't know.
But you play with yourself?
I don't anymore.
No?
Believe it or not, I used to.
Why not?
I think it's a time.
Time. You do.
Listen, you need to clear your
there's always
schedule a
somebody
little.
around.
Set an alarm, baby.
There's always
Yeah.
It used to be I'd have more alone time.
Wow.
Now it seems like there's always somebody in the house. I always have something to do. I work 10-hour days. So I work 50. I mean, that's my contracted
Right.
time.
We got to add some spice into your
And
life.
so I get home. It's dinner. It's just I know it's.
You're stuck in a
I
rut.
think we
In a
are a
routine.
little bit, and I think
In a
it
routine.
frustrates him a little bit.
Oh, sure. He's
because that's
horny
what
all
I
the
say.
time.
We used to do it all the
Yeah.
time, every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
And it was never an issue. And now it's like I'm just so tired.
Do you ever just make him do anything dirty?
He
Like,
likes to
well,
do that.
Yeah, he
I wanna
seems.
be a little-
I mean,
Will
we
you put your legs straight out under the table?
I mean, I'm not gonna.
It's bothering me with your broken foot all bent backwards like that.
Oh, I'm trying to make sure no one kicks it.
No.
Oh, right. yeah.
Right, okay. Don't kick her foot.
I mean,
Yes, don't kick
I
Yeah,
can't
we-
keep my foot back.
we do it different ways and different things. We role play sometimes.
Have you
and
ever been a little dom?
I don't think really, no. But yeah, I like.
You're more
that
submissive?
role. I think because I am more.
Submissive?
Well, I think on a daily basis, I'm so, like I'm the control
Right.
freak,
Right.
That I need that.
Give
Oh,
that
maybe
away.
you need like a little sensual love, a little pampering.
And he's really
a little,
good about
"Ooh,
that.
ooh."
He does.
I
do
think
that.
he's pretty good about it.
Yeah, he's so kind and sweet, and he's my romantic.
It's just
'cause I'm not
interesting.
romantic.
Yeah. Oh, you're not at all.
No, not sentimental,
Yeah.
not romantic.
Interesting. I didn't
I'm
know
kind
that.
of more the male, like in the relationship. I
emotional
was.
part
of
the
Oh
relationship?
yeah, definitely. When he's more the feminine in the.
I can see that.
emotional part of
I
the
can totally
relationship.
see that.
Yeah.
Knowing your husband, I
And
can
not,
see that.
yeah, he's not that he's not masculine at all. He's
Right.
very masculine.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
But-
But he's a lover.
He is.
Yeah, he's just a lover.
by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, I was just wondering. Okay, Amanda,
Yes.
let's talk blowjobs.
I'm ready. I love blowjobs.
Me too. Whew. Thank you. Me too.
Yes, I love oral sex in both ways.
All of
Giving,
it.
receiving, men, women, all the stuff. All the
Sloppy, not sloppy, whatever.
gagging on purpose. No,
I do that.
You enjoy that? I'm still confused
Well, if
by
they're
that.
large
Maybe.
enough to make you
Well,
then that's a good
is that the attraction to it?
No, not. I mean, it's very true. It's not always about the size. It's
No.
about
I
what
get
you
that,
do
but
with it.
I don't understand
For
that.
me-
But no, I feel like
I just love penises.
Me too.
I love them. I
I
love
do
to look
too.
at them. I love to touch them. I
Yes.
love the way they feel.
Me too.
I love the way they move.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If
Yes.
I was a dude, I'd be in
Their
trouble.
finger
all
guns.
the time.
totally.
I'd be in trouble all the time
Totally.
because I love them. And when I got Sean, I was like, oh, this is mine.
That's nice. I'm keeping it.
She came to the pound, and I was sitting there, and I had the sad eyes. I was like, in the arms of the angel. She's like, that was mine. And then she brought me home.
I didn't know I had puppies.
Yeah, I already had puppies.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
puppies.
Yeah, they were.
That's
I
okay.
didn't know.
I mean,
It was okay.
sometimes when they
That was
like
funny.
put it on you, you know.
Yeah. It was surprising.
Sneaking a
It was
puppy or
shocking,
two.
but it worked out well.
Oh, guilty.
You're like,
Sneaking
that's
in
a
puppy.
keeper. And you'll keep all the puppies.
All the
too.
puppies.
Yeah.
All the puppies.
Well, that's good. That's really
I
good.
freaking love it. But that's just me. And I don't know. I am a lover, connoisseur.
Totally.
Like to see them all.
I think it's super important. I think it's part of our God-given talent.
Yeah.
You know? And I think every aspect of sex is an important aspect, whether it includes masturbation,
Right.
oral sex, like intercourse.
Yep.
It all goes, and you know, like seduction, foreplay,
Oh, yeah.
everything takes part into it.
Yeah.
But like a good blowjob is just a good blowjob, and you don't like remember somebody for the rest of your life. If somebody gives you a good one.
Hey man, I feel like if you could get
Epiphany.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
needed because I'm competitive. I need to
Yes.
get back
Capture
to
that.
thinking
Yes.
like I'm really good at
I'm
this.
good at this, and I'm gonna blow your mind. No pun intended.
I don't
No.
know about you, but I got a time, like a time marker, how long it takes.
In your brain.
Oh,
Yeah. That I
What
like,
song are you singing?
That I like
There you go.
to. I don't have a song.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
That's CPR.
CPR.
Different thing.
That's CPR.
No, but like. I don't know. It's like if you could get a little gold star each time. It was like, ding. You know?
Buy gold stars, honey. Buy gold stars.
That's
Oh, that'll
should
give you a
try
reward
that.
system.
Yeah.
Good.
And you could he could point at the chart, be like, "Wow, you haven't gotten a star in a while." The last one was bronze too. I had to finish myself. I like this.
no.
I just buy gold.
That's right. Only gold.
That's
only
what you
one
only
color.
buy gold. That's
Only
right.
color.
Only
She
buy
puts it
gold.
in
I
your
changed
bag,
my mind.
it's
Don't buy
star.
bronze.
That's it. But now I want to go another direction.
Oh my gosh.
You guys want to
Back
talk
door.
about? No, I want to talk about women play, like women oral. Have you ever done that?
Oh yes.
Okay. How about you, Lydia?
I have.
And of course, Jen.
At that time or two.
Do you
Yeah.
feel the same way?
I love it.
Yeah,
I do.
Both ways.
Yes.
You love to give it. You love
Yes.
to receive it.
I do. I
So when you give it and you make her orgasm, are you like the same way? Gold star. Oh.
do. I am, but I try and make it last a long time.
Yeah.
If we have the time, like that's
pretty fun, though.
That's our gold star. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just as satisfying to me to do that to someone as it is to receive.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Was
And-
it weird when you first did it?
Absolutely. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt lost and like I felt like an idiot.
So now let me ask you,
I can't even imagine.
how'd you get
I mean,
better?
I can imagine.
Like, did you
It didn't take long.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I had to really change my brain and think about like, what do I like and
Right.
what does this feel like
What
to me?
would feel
And
like to me.
I know
That's
what I like, but my whole mentality before that, doing only blowjobs, was this and this and this. These three moves, and it's got to be fast and doesn't
Right.
take very long. And
Right.
so it was a completely different frame of mind, and it's like slow and sensual,
More
and,
sensual.
much lighter, and
And
yeah,
I would even probably say more of a intimate connection.
absolutely, yeah. That too. Well, I mean, I've done both.
yeah.
It's gotten kind of crazy too, but yeah, like women are just different. Like it's got to be much slower and softer and much more of the body comes into play and not just that. And
Right. More
I love it.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, more sensual areas.
Was the person that you were with the first time experienced?
Very.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that helped, probably.
It did, but it made me feel really stupid because I was so
Because you're like, oh, they know.
inexperienced.
So that's
Yeah.
how I am with Shaina every day.
Greg's over there taking notes.
Yeah. Interesting. I just was curious because that would have been super awkward if it had been like someone who didn't even know how to receive that. But
Try, yeah, but yeah.
How many
That's- you're
women
good.
have you had oral with before your wife?
Ooh.
just one, honey. Yeah, ear
I don't
muffs.
want her to hear me. Under 20, but definitely over 10.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But some of that was when I was a teenager too. But
Right,
that was like
right,
a
right.
one-time thing, and we didn't know what we were doing. But the first time I was actually like with a woman after I came out, it was someone I met at a gay bar, and like the total date experience. It was going okay. It was really hot, and I thought I was doing everything I'd seen on pornos and like doing it the right way. And she was very experienced. And in the middle of it, she kind of stopped me and was like, "Oh, honey, is this your first time? This isn't what you do." But it helped.
Ouch.
Like
You're like, thank you.
yeah, it was pretty
Oh my
awkward.
Can you
gosh.
tell me what
a
to
man
do?
would be devastated.
Right.
We'd go, I'll be right
I know.
back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Just tell me what to do. Please
I mean,
tell me what
it wasn't
to do.
bad, but like I needed a little direction, and
Wow.
that didn't last long at all. And,
Right.
Neither did she, thank God. But like I
Right.
dated other people and kind of figured it out, and yeah, and it's way better than anything else I've ever done, and
I think
I
that's
don't
so
know what
amazing.
else to say. Yeah,
Yeah. I think
enjoy
that's
it.
so amazing. How about you, Amanda?
So when I was younger, I was a wild child and
Right.
had a lot of fun times with everybody. Like, not everybody. Take that one back. Like, all the genders.
Right.
And I liked it back then, but it was definitely more like, I'd say, like the porno style, like crazy stuff, not like an intimate relationship with a woman. I've always been bi, but very much more attracted to men, like
Right.
especially relationship wise.
Right.
And so I've never really went to the extent with like just a woman. It's always been like a threesome or more or whatever. And
group setting.
Yeah.
There's more?
A foursome or a fivesome, I've done some fun stuff. But
It's a party.
Why put a number on it? Just like age.
yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, I enjoy it, but like I said, I enjoy oral sex, so I guess I definitely could be schooled on it if I were to lean that way.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Lydia?
I forgot what the question. What exactly?
Oral on a woman.
Oh, well, yeah, I've done that. It was more or less, I mean, other than teenage play type
Right,
stuff.
right.
And I don't think I ever did oral actually in that, but okay. I don't think, but we have, because we've had some couples.
Yeah,
that
you've
we've-
had other people.
That's not our like normal thing.
right. But you
But we
played
have done that, yeah.
in situations.
And, yeah. And you typically, in our situations, it would end up being me going with the guy and
Him
with
going
the girl
with the girl,
eventually. But there was some of that play going
in
on.
between. Yeah, that leads up to that
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it from the part of knowing that competitive part that I talked about.
Right.
Like I can do this.
Right.
But I didn't enjoy it in a like really that pleasurable.
Right.
I enjoyed giving them pleasure.
in the moment. Right.
Yes.
Right. Participating in the moment.
Yeah, I
in
don't
the situation.
find
at
myself
hand.
needing that or
Yeah.
have a desire to do that.
Yeah.
But in a sexual situation like
Yeah.
that, my goal is to give pleasure.
I feel the same way.
Pleasure.
I feel the same way in the situations that I've been in. It's been that same situation. It's like that is a situation at hand. That's what you're participating in at that moment. And so you want everyone to have the most pleasurable time while they're there.
And and the way that I approached it, because it hasn't been that many times, but and hopefully I was doing it right. I think it seemed like I was. But I just took the approach of what would I like?
Yeah, and not be aggressive.
Wow. No, yeah, I was always tried to be very soft.
Yeah,
like she had talked about, like that's.
Yeah, I don't know. I come from a whole family of women, and we were always very open, and you know what I mean. And we just always dressed in front of each other, you know what I mean, and everything like that. And so for me, I always just thought, oh, women are a lot of work.
Yeah, right. I know I have sisters.
You know how hard it is to get the freaking mirror. You know? Yeah, I'm good. Well, yeah, but that's always kind of been my, connection with women. That's my view. It's like, oh, so I've never really played too much. I've had a few experiences, but nothing like it's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Some people don't want to have it done at all. They don't want to be, don't even look at it. Leave the lights off. How many of you do it with the lights on?
Oh, yeah.
It's way better with the lights on, right?
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, get a mirror. Put it by your bed.
Oh, we have those nasty closet mirrors.
Yes. Yes. I love those.
Yeah.
I wish I had those.
Yeah.
I love it. Get a mirror. Love your body. Look at it naked.
And we've tried lots of things. I mean, that's one thing, too, is you try.
You try.
And if it's not what you like, then
Do you guys watch porn together?
We have. We don't a lot now. Like I said, I feel like my life is in this spot right now where there's just this time crunch and everything's so tight pinched, and there's
you
don't get enough
stuff.
sleep, and
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do is eventually stop doing the job that I love my job.
Right.
If anybody,
Right.
I love my job, and so that's why I do my job. But I will be phased out of my work, and so once that ends in a few years, then I think things will be different, and I'm okay with that because that's just where I'm at now.
Yeah,
Right.
I have great
Everything's
plans.
just right
I
now.
have things planned anyway.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
Yeah.
Those will come.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always growth, right? That's the whole thing. It's always growth, even in every aspect of your life, even in the sexual aspect of your life. Always growth. Always growth. Always be open to everything. That's what we talk about all the time. Like, you have to have a healthy relationship no matter who you're with, no matter what you're doing. You have to talk about it. Are we happy? Are you into something? Like, what are you looking at on your phone all the time?
Yeah.
If you're looking at porn, I want to see it.
Right. Let's do it together.
I don't care what it is, but if you're into something new, I have to see it and see if I'm into it too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not, then we need to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I just think communication is always they're hard conversations, man.
Sometimes they are.
Like, they're hard. Like, that's what we talked about with the poly couple. It's like,
Where do you start?
Yeah, how do you have that conversation?
Hey, great dinner. Pork chops are good.
You want to be poly?
But how do you just
throw it out there?
Greg was always the one that initiated our couple's experience, and I'm not quite sure how he really did it, but he's a salesman.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it, Because
he's very persuasive.
It was a little bit more him than me.
Right.
I mean, and that's not, like, there's nothing wrong with it. So,
no, especially if you were okay to go along with it.
Yeah, but, I don't know I agree with you. How do you have
that conversation? Have you and your wife had a threesome?
No. And I don't think that will ever happen.
Yeah.
So I've done that before.
You guys are monogamous.
Very.
Just monogamous. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
We're also newlyweds.
Right.
I mean, it's just been over a year, so who's to say if that would change down the road? But we definitely both have to be on board, and I feel like the experience I've had with a group or threesomes in my past was kind of towards the end of my marriage, like trying to fix things and spice it up.
Desperate attempt.
And not that I see anything against it. I had a great time. I loved it. But that, to me, is something that is not something we'll need to cross for hopefully a long time. But,
If ever.
Yeah. But people do change, and I know we got to keep it exciting. And we're both very good at communicating what we want. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, no way.
Right.
I think
Right.
I'd get jealous. I think she'd get jealous.
There's a good thing called the vacation rule. When you're in a monogamous relationship, I've learned that it's so complicated when you're around somebody that you know or will ever run into again. So it's a good thing to do on vacation when you're never going to see that person again. And it's never going to be an issue. And you just had a fun time and you can leave it and you can take it. And you can go on vacation again if you want to. But let's just leave it at that when it becomes like a monogamous two-person relationship. No matter what gender it is.
Yeah,
Right? You know, that's just the way it is. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's the vacation.
Or
rule.
maybe in the new relationship, you go vacationing in different places.
Yeah, totally.
See, now we always did. He always talked with friends,
Right.
people that we felt safe with,
Right.
people that we were very good friends with.
That makes
and
sense.
Yeah, and that's how it came about for us. But I think that way you knew that there wasn't going to be those complications also of like possible strange
absolutely.
feelings or whatever. Like
Because it's just a sexual hookup.
But did
Yeah. It
that
was
change
just-
your friendship with those people afterwards? Because I found it made mine. I mean, we're still friends, but we weren't as tight at all, and it was just so awkward after, even though it was safe.
Same thing
Not
with me.
for us, but my theory is that with what was going on in your own
Right.
relationship,
Right.
may have clouded up. We were in a very good place in our
Right.
relationship at the time, and there's been times where I would never do that because our relationship hasn't been
Right.
always
Wasn't
perfect.
stable at that point
Yes.
in time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I would never
Absolutely.
choose-
I agree.
Because
Because we know people that have done that same thing, and it's like that's the same thing. You know, you see couples that are stable, they have good communication, they know what each other are looking for, they know the boundaries, they're set well, and then you see the couple that's there, and then they're gone.
Because, and let me add this, that I think it's very natural to seek fixes through your sexuality
Absolutely.
and sexual experiences
Absolutely.
and stuff. And that's not a fix.
It's
by
not a
any
fix.
means.
No, and that's why it's better. Like if you're interested in something like that, it's better to do it as an adventure, as an experiment, as a let's try it. It is never a fix.
Right.
No,
It is
right.
never
No.
a fix.
No.
You have to find who you are and what you are
Yeah, that-
sexually.
you have to
you
have
have
the
to know your
foundation there.
dirties. You have to know your kinks. You have to know what you want sexually, or you're never going to find it. You know, you're just going to keep going and going and going through all of these different people,
Exactly.
and that's not good.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is all fun all the way around. Well, I don't know. I think it's fantastic that you ladies came here today.
Thank you for having us.
But don't why everybody looking at me for?
No, I wasn't looking at
No,
Are you
we're-
keeping
we're-
the timer? Do you
I'm
tick,
the
tick,
time.
tick?
I was
Yep.
just looking at the time. I try to keep them. We try to keep them about an hour, and we're getting close to that. So I would say we're going to do this again. I'm thinking we'll probably try to do it like twice a month. I'm going to invite some other people in. We'll talk about some other things, and we're going to get into some deeper conversations, deeper topics about what women are going through, even what men are going through, what couples are going through, just as we've talked today, you know, new experiences couples are having or people are having.
Yes.
You know, I went and we tried this and it failed.
I can talk about failure for sure.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing. Right, absolutely. Or that's our new thing now. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, anything like that. So think about questions. I have a group. You guys are in the group. So we're going to talk about some other things to come up with and to talk about as we move forward. But I just wanted to have kind of an introduction to what could happen
Awesome.
at these talks.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
thank you.
us.
This was
Thank
a
you.
fun time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait. We had one guy send us an email and wanted to ask one question for Shaina's Saturday Sex Talk.
What was it?
I mean, you
I
have to
didn't
address
know.
the one man
Oh, okay.
question.
What is it?
What are men doing wrong? What are men doing wrong?
That's way too broad.
So
It is
if we could
because
just
everybody's an individual. So
just get a
maybe
round table
you
on
need to
that.
start looking at each person as an individual
Individual.
and not that every
As a whole.
woman, because you're an individual.
And and everything you saw in porn is not correct.
Right.
I could tell you a few things.
Okay, Let's hear it, Amanda. Let's
As an
hear it.
active dater,
Yes,
you're the
you're the
only
active
active dater
dater.
at the table. I think you're going to have a little bit more insight
Yeah.
than all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, courtship is not sending a wave or a dick picture in your DMs. Let's start out with that. Let's take it back to having some respect, whether it's just a sexual encounter or not.
Right.
But also, let's learn how to use your tongue.
I'm surprised that that's actually something on the top of the list. Are men just completely inexperienced?
So a lot of
Listen,
guys think they know what they're doing, and they just do not do.
That goes all the way into kissing,
Huh.
too, though.
It's the
Because
same
if
thing
you
everywhere.
don't know how to use your tongue, you're a horrible
Right, to
kisser.
spike it out and go. Blah, 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 blah.
That's not the thing to do.
Well, I feel like you definitely need to be in tune with everything.
Right.
And then you'll become a better lover.
That's
Yes.
a great point because women are really in tune.
Yeah.
More so. And I'm not saying that insultingly.
No.
I'm just saying that's that whole mother nature thing.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think we run on that.
Absolutely.
We're more in tune. And men were the hunters. And they
Yeah.
were focused on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
Survival.
It's
Yeah,
not the
and we-
end goal. It's like the act.
Yes. And so I think it's hard to
it.
Yeah.
make that
The whole-
flip a
Huge.
little bit
Yeah,
for
that's-
them.
That makes the
Sometimes.
end goal that much
And,
better.
Passion
you know?
and
the end being
pleasure.
vulnerable.
And being vulnerable.
I
and
love
saying
vulnerability.
what you like if you're in the moment and it's really hot and heavy and then they do something you start not liking, you need to say, hey, stop that.
Yeah.
Go back to what you were doing. And the other person needs to take that without offense.
The men are not listening.
Not usually.
That's what you're saying.
Get into.
Well, I feel like some dudes, like in sexual moments, they like, I don't know, it's just a dog when he's really hungry. Right?
Yes,
Yes,
And it's just like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. And you're like, slow down,
Wow.
dude. You're going to choke. You're going to choke. They're like, I'm done.
Wow.
It is. I feel like that's a good
That's totally how it
example
is.
of it.
I'm offended because it's true.
Yes.
Can I just say how cute it is that Sean's mom is making a drink?
Yeah.
That's the highlight of my morning.
Well, what I learned, I'll tell you what I learned is that when you guys were talking about your experiences with other women and everything, you said the one thing is I always wanted to try and make sure it was pleasurable for them. It wasn't about what you were doing.
Right.
It wasn't about making sure, like, I'm doing this so
that
good right now. It's
nurture
all
in
about
us.
me.
Yes. We are
And that's where men are
nurturers.
not doing. I can
Yes.
say, I'm guilty. It's not making sure sometimes the other person is getting exactly what they want is the end goal for a man. Right.
I would agree
You know what I
with
mean?
that. Yes,
or
I
we would take
hear
more
you.
than 8 seconds. Come on, the game's on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If they don't
Yeah,
love it, like, don't do it. There's so
Right.
much other stuff you can do, but if you don't really enjoy what
Right.
you're doing, it's
That's
obvious.
a great
Right.
topic is to
Yeah.
talk
Everybody.
about what intimacy is.
Yeah.
What it really is.
Yeah.
Beyond just
Totally.
the
It's
sexual
not
part
just,
of it.
oh, I got her wet and she's ready, so I did enough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not it.
No.
It's not.
Almost sexual intimacy, I feel like, is not really true intimacy.
See. It's
You
a
know?
branch
It's
on
a
that
branch.
tree.
It is a branch on that tree.
It is.
But intimacy on a whole is so deep. It's so
For sure.
deep because
Yeah,
But
great.
even
You
with
know?
just a sexual encounter with somebody, because there's a lot of casual dating going on.
Oh.
And sometimes that's all you want and that's all you
Exactly.
need. But there's also that level of intimacy that's involved with that
Absolutely.
that makes it a great and memorable and amazing sexual
Definitely.
say it's
encounter.
another branch on the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is. Because
It's important.
super
So-
sexy.
'cause
Don't
sometimes
forget
you're
your
wham,
wickies.
bam.
Yeah, it's
If it's done and I want it right now,
Okay.
it's great.
I want to piggyback on this because I think a lot of times men think, oh my God, she's going to want foreplay and I got to get her all revved up. It's going to take like 45 minutes. I got to do all this extra stuff. But that's not it at all. It's not
Yeah.
a time thing.
Yeah.
It's a focus and
Yeah.
it's intention.
Exactly.
Yes.
Intention. It's an
Yeah.
intention.
It's an intention.
And it can sometimes be quick, a quick intention.
Totally.
And they're like, oh my God, he actually cares. And then you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was something memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, oh, it's taking forever to get her going.
Yeah.
And I will just add this too. I told Sean a long time ago, listen, when you're down there, like, make out with it, right? Like, just make out with my hoo-ha.
Yeah.
While you're down
Just
there,
make out.
it's gonna just be. We'll just start there. That's way better.
That's perfection.
Lesson
right
number
there.
one.
That's
Lesson number
just
one.
make out with it.
Just
all the
make
parts.
out with all the parts.
I think we solved the world problems right there.
Yes.
I think I asked the most important question of
You
the day.
sure did.
Yeah.
You got the golden started.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was going to ask about the what was it? I was going to ask about the sleepover panty pillow fight thing, but I think what I asked was more important.
I think it was. I think
Yeah.
You might
All right.
save lives in this situation.
I may.
You may have. Well,
I do.
I know you've changed some people's weekends.
For sure.
sure hope
For
so.
sure.
I sure hope so.
All right, ladies. Thank you again. Thank you,
you.
Lydia.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Amanda. Thank you, Jennifer.
Absolutely.
For coming on.
And Sean.
And
And Sean.
For coming on our podcast, man.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
Much appreciated.
And I just want to say right now that anyone listening to this, if you have any questions that you want us to talk about on this Saturday show, email us at everythingSwallowpodcast@gmail.com and we will bring them up. We'll talk about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome.
definitely honesty, communication. It's all good.
That's exactly. Those are the
Make
two.
out with the hoo-ha.
Make out with
Yeah, I think pretty much it. It's like a 4-point bulletin.
It translates time, right? It's just. That is going to be found written
Yes.
in like the wall in the
Right.
cave.
That's
years
going to go
from
in our
now.
time capsule. Make out with the
Little
hoo-ha. A
picture.
little plaque.
Yeah, little pictures. And they'll be like,
I got
I know what this means.
like a sailor kissing a clam. Make out with the hoo-ha.
You might want to end with that.
It could be a lady sailor.
Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.